BS degree. This session, we are delighted to have with us Mr. N.K. Vamsi Krishna, who is also our fellow BS degree student program student. I'm sorry. And Vamsi has also recently got his seat into the Masters in Data Science program in the University of Pennsylvania, for which we first of all congratulate him, and we are very eagerly looking forward to learn from him as he will share his experience through this session. And he will also guide us on how to make career transitions, just like he made one from the mechanical engineering stream to the data science stream, as well as he will share with us his strategies to acquire a seat in the top foreign universities for master's programs. Before we begin the session, I request all of you to kindly upload your questions, if any, in the Q&A section of the chat box, and we will make sure that we look into them towards the end of the session. So with this now, I would like to take this opportunity to hand over the session to Vamsi, and once again welcoming you all to the session. Thank you.
Thank you, Sayan. And first of all, I thank everyone for making it today. It might be a bit boring listening to me, but I'll do my best to share my experience, my journey, because I'm not here to give advice or I don't know. You could learn some things from me, both good and bad. I just tell what I did and how my life has been so far. So let me start by sharing my screen. Is my screen visible?
Yeah, it's visible.
Okay, let's go to this. Okay, is it visible, Sam?
Yes, it's visible.
Okay. Okay, then, guys. So, as you can see, the name of this particular session is Shifting Gears from Mechanical Engineering to Data Science. So, my name is N.K. Vamsi Krishna. I hope you guys are aware of that. And this is my student mail ID. You guys can reach out to me if needed. I can do my best. I'll do my best to reply and probably share what I think, right? So, let's start by what's the agenda for today. I'm going to start by talking about my journey, what I've been doing all my life, what has been my progress, and then I'll be going to a very important section that is why masters, right? So we'll come to that. Finally, we'll be talking about how to prepare for application, and we'll finish by a Q&A session. So my journey, right? So I was born in 2002 in Chennai, being a Chennai guy all my life, and I did my schooling in PSV Nungambakkam in Chennai. I owe a lot to my school. It has shaped me and it's taught a lot about what life is and the kind of leadership roles that I take up today. It's all thanks to things I learned in school. And then after school, throughout my school, I had, especially in high school, I had a big passion for engineering in general, especially Elon Musk. We'll be seeing it later in the slides as well. Elon Musk used to be a big inspiration of mine. I used to love physics and I wanted to do mechanical badly. So, but at the same time, I did realize that programming was my niche, and I believe that I want to work in machines that are smart machines, right? So, machines combined with let's say data science and other AI kind of tools to make smart machines, and therefore the future. So that was my decision. And when I took up BA Mechanical Engineering, Assistant College of Engineering. I guess you guys may be aware of that. I mean, all aware of this particular school. And this was in September 2020. And just, I think September 2020 was when the first qualifier exam was launched for a BS degree as well. And it popped up in my feed. And everyone actually forced me to take computer science in college. I got a computer science seat as well. But despite that, I had a passion and I took mechanical engineering. So from there, I moved to, writing the BS data science and then going into that. And the journey is, as you can see, I've successfully completed my BA Mechanical Engineering and right now in the BS level of a particular program. So after BS Data Science applications, throughout my journey, in fact, it's been a very, I would say a very confusing journey of mine. I've always been someone who has taken a lot of paths. I kept my options very open. I've done a lot of different things simultaneously. So I wouldn't categorize myself as someone who's been someone who's planned his entire journey. To be honest, my journey along so far has been something that's something I would say kind of a destiny, and I've just gone what life has chosen for me, right? So after joining BS Data Science and Applications, I applied for my masters in several universities last year. I applied for Northeastern University, National University of Singapore, Georgia Tech, University of Pennsylvania, to name a few. And I got admission in the University of Pennsylvania. So I got admitted for the fall of 2024. But however, between getting the admission and actually coming to this particular session, I took the decision to actually defer my admission. By deferring, I mean I have my seat, but I will be joining next year in fall 2025. Meaning, this 1 year I'm going to be here. And what am I going to be doing in this 1 year? I intend to finish the BS degree, the BS level, finish 7 more courses, and also I have a startup idea named Vessel Match. So I really want to try my best to see how this goes, and whether it becomes successful or not, I'll definitely go to masters next year in UPenn. So just a bit about my achievements. I mean, let's gloss over it. I went to the Smart India Hackathon finals. We also took part recently in a hackathon by Major League Hacking, and we came out as a winner. I got merit scholarship in my offline college, and as well as a merit certificate in art program. So what has been my experience so far? I'm part of the IIT BS Paradox. I hope all of you know about Paradox. I owe a lot to my journey, a lot to what I gained in the past 4 years to Paradox as an organization. I'll talk later more about the need of positions of responsibility and more about the need of leadership roles later on. But yeah, my journey started in Paradox in the first edition in 2022. Started as a core in facilities and requirements, was a secretary last year, and currently I'm the part of the steering committee. Then I went for an internship in National University of Singapore, and this was also related to data science and deep learning. And I'm right now an AI engineer intern in IIT Madras, in a particular company named 32 Minutes Digital Consultancy Services. And also I've done 3 research papers, all related to the domain of operations research and machine learning. So this has been my journey, right? It's been quite a convoluted journey, I would say. Not something that's been very planned, something that I have gone along the way. But at every point of life when I had to take a decision, I always take a decision that I wouldn't regret later in life. So throughout this entire journey, I don't regret any of the decisions I made, including, let's say, taking mechanical and transitioning into data science. So this is the most important question I feel of this particular session, right? Why masters? And I hope we can have a good interaction over this particular question, right? It'd be great if you guys can probably turn on your cameras, and it'd be great to interact with you guys, and possibly, we can talk to each other. So why masters, right? By this particular slide, I'm not trying to, convince you guys to go to masters. That's not why I'm asking this question. I'm asking this question because I'm actually tracing the slide because I want each and every one of you to ask yourselves as to why you would want to do a master's. If you actually have a convincing answer as to why you would want to do master's, then only what I'm going to say is going to be, then only the rest of this session is going to be relevant to you. I think it's very important for you to ask this question because there are a lot of different paths in life, right? You can choose in academics. You can probably go into your own, I don't know, you could probably go into placements, go into a job, or you can go for higher studies. And even in higher studies, you can do a business, master's in business, you can do master's in arts, law, engineering, anything, right? So it's very important that you ask this question and make a decision early. I would say at least in your third year of college, you should be pretty, at least 80 to 85%, certain that what I'm going to do in life after my college. Am I going to go into placements or I'm going to go to masters? And the answer need not be right. Let me be very honest with that. It's something that you just have to take because you feel that is the best option for you. It's a calculated risk, so as to say, right? So I took a very clear decision that I want to go for masters and not for job. So because the pathway to get a job is quite different from the pathway to attain a master's degree or to get admitted to a university. The profile you have to build, the resume you have to build, the kind of projects you have to do, everything kind of changes depending on what you want to do, right? And it's very important you are convinced in your headspace that I'm going to do a particular thing. You need to have these short-term goals as to what you're going to be doing so that you can be very clear and so that you can, not say plan, but at least you will be confident about what you're doing and you wouldn't be confused and, this one. So I hope, does anyone have any questions regarding this? Maybe by youth? I could probably answer your questions if you want to ask why masters. I might give an answer as to why I chose masters. You guys have some questions. Sure. Is there any questions regarding it?
Yeah, it's visible.
Yeah, no, Sai, I'm asking, is there any questions regarding as to why masters or people have any concerns?
Yeah, there are questions in the chat. So do you want to answer them right now or should we take them towards the end?
Especially this particular slide, because I think this is most important to applying to masters. About everything else is kind of easy. Anyone else can do it. Preparing a statement of purpose, letter of recommendations. But what is very important is that you need to have the answer as to why you want to do masters or why you want to do anything for that matter, right? So I think that's a very important question.
There was one question here in the Q&A regarding this, that as you right now said, there are two parts. One is to the placements and job, and one is to the masters. So how do you actually weigh them, that which one suits better to you? Because both of them
Yeah,
are quite lucrative. So how do you actually get one of them? That is the main
yeah,
question.
that's great. So placements, right? I mean, end of the day, it boils down to two things, right? Are you going to go out there to earn money, or do you want to learn stuff? It all depends on what you want to choose as a path in life. If you really want to earn money, you want to go big. I'm not saying masters is the answer. I'm saying that is one factor you need to take into account. If that's not a factor you want to take into account, okay, next thing, do you want to explore the world? Do you want to go and experience new cultures? Do you want to, meet new people? That's another question you could probably ask. Thirdly, you could probably think about, my work-life balance, or you could also be talking about where you want to stay. Do you want to be in India, or do you want to go outside India? All these questions make an important answer, and I'm not going to make a decision for you. The reason why I'm putting this slide again is to not make a decision for you, is for you to think first as to whether you want to, why you want to do what you want to do, basically, right? It's very important that you just think about this before you do anything for master. Have a really convincing answer that makes you convinced. It doesn't matter. You don't have to convince others. You should be convinced and you should be confident. This is why I'm going to do masters. In my case, I had two options, right? So I had mechanical engineering and data science. At the same time, I have an idea to do my own startup. At the same time, I also want to do masters. So my journey has been very convoluted, very something that's been on the way. I just take decisions as it came to me. So for me, I took a decision that I want to do masters initially because I felt for in the current job market, I do not have the enough skills to secure a really good job, a really good, let's say 20 lakhs above paying job. I thought I couldn't do that, and I felt that I needed to actually learn more and deep dive into the particular domain of data science and learn more, and possibly seek out new domains as to combine data science with mechanical from a other background. So that is one of my main reasons as to I want to learn more, and most importantly, I want to secure a better job. Let's be very frank. And after the decision, I took a very daring decision to defer my admission, right? Because I felt that I wanted to take a shot about my startup, and I took this calculated risk because I still have two more terms in BS degree. So this is an answer that convinces me. I do not know if this will convince everyone out there. I'm probably not sure if this convinced even you guys. But the fact being, it's enough if you are able to answer this question and convince yourself. It's very important that you are able to answer why you want to do what you want. So I hope that kind of answers.
Yeah, I think that was a fantastic answer, and all of the people who have this doubt will have to evaluate themselves and see how they are standing in both the paths and which is better for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So
There
I
is
guess
one
I
more
just
question related to this
yes,
only.
yes, sir.
So this is a more general question, that what are the important factors to consider before going for masters abroad rather than going for that in India?
Okay. So again, as I said, education in India is pretty good, especially if you see in the top IITs, the IIMs, the ISBs. I mean, these are really top-notch universities. It's not, they're no less to what is abroad. The question really would be, what kind of life you want to live. Do you want to live a life that is, more close to your homeland, more close to your roots, or do you want to go explore out in the world, see what's out there, meet more people? Ultimately, it's about you taking a decision as to what you want to do. It's not. I'm not going to say doing a master's abroad is better than doing masters in India. That's definitely not my answer. My answer would definitely be evaluate what your preferences are. It really depends on what kind of person you are. Do you really does it? Why? Because I know a lot of friends. I have a friend of mine who's absolutely smart. He's absolutely brilliant, but he chose to do. He's planning to do an IIM in master's MBA in India, and he's planning to prepare for CAT. Right. So it doesn't mean that the only solution is to go out of India, get a master's out of India, get a degree out of India, settle outside there, and eventually come here. This is one path, right? So you really have to, and it really depends on who you are and what kind of person you are. I know it's a very vague answer, but there's a very strong reason as to why I'm saying this. You should not get easily influenced just because someone else is doing masters. Just because I'm doing masters doesn't mean you guys should also do it, right? You guys really have to feel that you want to do masters. It should come from within, and you should feel that this is your path forward. because it's going to be really hard to go and manage out there. Once you go to masters, and if you feel, oh, I'm going to regret my decision, trust me, it's too late. So you have to take an early decision, and a convincing decision that at least convinces yourself, right? You don't have to convince others. Trust me. Yes, Sain, any questions?
Yeah, I think rest of the questions we can take up alongside the
Okay.
session. Yeah.
Okay, then great. So if you have the answer for this question, then the rest of the session makes relevant is relevant for you. I mean, you can still see on. The question is that my point being, deeply think about this question, have a good answer for it. So given that you really want to do masters, let's go forward, right? So application preparation. So let's come to this. So the most important part of your application is that it should be a holistic. It should show that you're a holistic person, basically. It's quite different from what it is to apply for a job. Let's say we're applying for a software engineer or a software development engineer, or applying for some other role as a data analyst. You have to be really good in that particular niche, right? You have to have done a lot of projects. You have to have probably some work experience and stuff like that. That is going to actually matter when you apply for a job. But for applying for a master's, or especially when you apply for universities, what matters is a lot more. They matter as what the first question that the question that they would be trying to answer when they see your profile is that, are you going to be contributing positively to the student community, right? Because they really care about having a wide range of personalities, a wide range of experiences, a person who has a holistic experience to be part of the student cohort. Because the main point of doing a master's is to learn from your peers. The main advantage of doing a master's is that you're going to meet a lot of new people with different experiences in life, and they're going to be contributing a lot to what is your perceived reality, right? So it's very important to have a holistic application, something that covers all grounds. So starting by the first point would be to have a strong CGPA, right? CGPA is not everything, but it's definitely important to have a really good CGPA, right? Please do not discount the fact that you have to do well in your academics, because that definitely plays an important role when you're applying for masters. I would say try your best to keep in a CGPA of about 8.5. Second, you need to have research experience, right? Because they do care about what you want to contribute to a particular domain or field. How are you going to do something positive in that particular domain? How are you going to contribute to this community? So it's important that you show that you have research experience. This can be in the form of doing research papers, a research intern, or even some, you went out for some research workshop. I don't know. It could be some form of showing that you have research experience. It's very important that you have this in your let's say in your application profile. Thirdly, they really care about leadership roles or positions or responsibilities. You need to show that you can be a future leader. You need to show that you can take up responsibility, and you need to show that given a task, you can take it up and you can complete it. So I really advise you guys take part in a lot of these. Like our degree has a lot of opportunities. You have the UHC, you have Paradox, you have the different clubs, you have the placement council. You have a lot of avenues in which you can actually go out there, and you can fit anywhere you want, because there's so many roles within our degree, and it's always open. And especially me coming from the Paradox side of a degree, I would say, I mean, I'm not here branding Paradox. My point being, you have to go out there and take up these roles, contribute positively to the community, and actually you're doing something good for the student community. So it's very important you do that. And finally, relevant skills. So if you're doing a master's in mechanical engineering, you have to have relevant skills. You're doing master's in data science, have the relevant projects, have relevant skills like TensorFlow, PyTorch, or whatever is relevant to actually to show that you can actually cope up with that particular academic over the tenure of the academic year, right? So it's important that you cover these 4 points, having a holistic profile, right? So you need to have all of this. I need to touch grounds everywhere. It's not important. I've seen people, friends of mine, who have scored 9.7, 9.8 CGPA, but not able to crack the best universities because they don't have this holistic profile. It really matters a lot to have a holistic profile. And then what is the essentials for application, right? There are three important things: a statement of purpose, having letters of recommendation, and your resume. So all three actually tie up in some way, to be honest, right? If you have a really good holistic profile and you work throughout your academic time to actually build a holistic profile, you will have an excellent statement of purpose. You'll have amazing letters of recommendation, because as a result of a holistic profile, you'll have someone who's going to attest to your research experience. There'll be someone to attest to your good CGPA. There'll be someone to attest to your good leadership role. It's important that people attest to the fact that you have a good profile, right? So the letter of recommendation, the statement of purpose, and your resume is going to build on the fact that you have a holistic profile. So the real thing that you have to do is not to write a statement of purpose, not write get an LOR resume. The real point would be to have a holistic profile. I cannot reiterate more on this point. So a statement of purpose, right? What is a statement of purpose? So a statement of purpose is to convince the selection board or the particular committee as to why you would make this positive impact in the student cohort. They really care about the fact that you can bring something positive, something new, something unique to this particular student cohort. Because if you bring something unique, everyone is going to learn from you. And you're going to learn from others in turn. So they really care about the pure learning experience. So it's very important to cover that fact. And I have a general layout of what a statement of purpose should be, and it's in the next slide. And we'll discuss more on that. So letters of recommendation. So it's not enough. In fact, I would say getting 3 letters of recommendation from really high, let's say really extremely good professors is not going to be better than getting letters of recommendation from someone who has actually worked with. It's really important to get letters of recommendation from someone you have worked with, right? It could be someone who's your colleague in work. It could be a letter of recommendation from the professor under whom you did a research paper, or someone who taught you a particular subject, or someone who was, let's say, taking care of your, who was the faculty mentor for your particular leadership organization. It's very important you get recommendations from them because they will be attesting to the fact as to what you've been doing, right? Even if I get the LOR from, let's say, the Prime Minister of India, just very big exaggeration, whatever. My point being, he has not had a big experience with me. He has not seen me grow. So you need to get a letter of recommendation from someone who has interacted with you, been with you for quite some time, and who can attest to the fact that you are a really good fit for this particular university. And resume, right? So everything your resume should have a particular structure. First, you should have your education background, then your experience. Your experience can be like as I mentioned before, any foreign internship, any internships you've done, any positions of responsibility you've held, any something like that, right? Or any work experience you have. And then you need to have some research experience, research work that should be part of your resume. And finally, your achievements, your projects, and the honors and awards you've received. So, what are the steps for shortlist for application? The first step would be to shortlist universities, right? And when I mean shortlisting universities, it doesn't mean I want. It doesn't mean that you have to just randomly go to some website, top 10 colleges in university. That's not how it works. First, decide which course you want to do. See which course is relevant in which part of the world. Probably to give a crude example, engineering management or industrial engineering is really good in Netherlands and Germany, right? Something like data science would be really good in the United States and Australia. So you have to do this research, and once you do a research of where in which part of the world you want to do, then go into the particular universities and see the faculty. It's very important to see what research is being done by which faculty, because your statement of purpose is going to be talking about you wanting to do research with a particular faculty, right? So really go and research on what work is being done there, the background of the faculty over there, the professors over there, and this should play a big role in shortlisting your universities. See the resources that the university can offer you post, let's say, post graduation, during graduation, the alumni network, let's say if you're really interested in entrepreneurship, incubation center, stuff like that, and other personal preferences, right? Like the weather, food, right? All of that does matter. And I would say when you're shortlisting universities, have 3 broad categories. Something which is ambitious, something that you can something called ambitious, reach, and then safe. So ambitious universities are going to be those universities that you really want to get into, right? Something you really hope to get into. So those should be your ambitious universities. The safe reach universities should be those that you think you're most likely to get into, right? Given your profile, you are mostly going to get into the reach universities. The safe universities are those universities. The worst case scenario, you'll go into those safe universities because it's kind of that is an element of luck. I should be honest when it comes to application of universities and applying abroad, because what constitutes as positive to the student cohort really varies from university to university. So it's very important that you have these ambitious universities, reach universities, and safe universities. Make this shortlisting based on these different factors I told, and then go forward. So if you do that, I'm pretty sure you'll definitely get into a lot of universities abroad and you'll get the positive result. Then competitive exams, right? GRE and TOEFL or IELTS for English, let's say your English proficiency. So right now, GRE is actually not required by most universities, but some universities do recommend that you actually do a GRE. And usually the cutoff is 320 plus. And I would suggest you do your research, shortlist your universities, and see which universities require GRE, TOEFL, or IELTS. You'll definitely need a TOEFL or IELTS exam to show your English proficiency. But about GRE, do your research, see if your university requires a GRE, and if it's recommended, kindly prepare for GRE. So for GRE preparation, start by June, July, and hopefully write your exam by August, September. Right? You can have 1 or 2 attempts at max. I mean, if you, I would suggest you doing in 1 attempt would be great, but if you want to get a feel of it, do first attempt and again attempt later, again a month later to do better. Then application submission, get all the documents together, the statement of purpose, the LORs, get your resume done, anything else, like let's say they might be asking your bank statement and stuff. Get all of this stuff together, read very, very thoroughly the admission page, right? There'll be an admission checklist that each and every university gives. Make sure that you have each and every document that's part of the checklist. It's very important that you carefully apply. Because they really won't care if your name was wrong or some document you didn't apply. It's very, I mean, let's not take the risk of doing a badly. I mean, put the effort to do an application properly. Focus and apply. Is what I would say. So coming to the format of the statement of purpose, right? So first you should have an introduction about yourself. Talk about your personal background, who you are. When I mean who you are, what kind of person are you? An extroverted person, introverted person? Are you a curious person? Are you a more research-oriented person? Talk about yourself in a line or two, and then motivation for what you're doing. Right? In my case, motivation for doing data science. Then talk about internships, papers, and projects you've done. The significant internships you've done, how it's impacted your decision to go into this particular domain. How the research papers are actually, you have to talk about. One important thing about your statement of purpose is that at each point of your experience, how has every experience actually made a positive impact in you? And let's say you did an internship, what impact did it make in your decision of doing a master's? You did a research paper, how did it impact your decision to do a master's? You did some project, how did you get an insight on, let's say, applying data science theories and tools, right? It's important that you show how you should be structured is that you show what you have done and how it has impacted you. It's very important that you conclude by saying how something has impacted you, right? Then talk about your coursework, the relevant coursework that will help you, the skills that you acquire over time. And very important thing is that you have to justify for pursuing further studies, right? It's very important. This is why I'm saying you have to have a good answer for what you want to do, why you want to do what you want to do. It's very important you have an answer for this because it plays a very important role in your statement of purpose, right? And should be, trust me, they will know whether your justification is organic, something that came from within, or something that you just got from ChatGPT. It should be something that actually, makes sense and actually, it seems like a really good decision that you made from your own conscience, right? So for me, a data-driven approach has been I'm a very data-driven person. That is one reason as to why I want to do higher studies to learn more about this and how I'm a good fit for data science. And second, why is the right time for you to do a master's? Why do you think you really want to do a master's right now and not later in life, right? So talk about that. Talk about how coming to that particular country, how coming to that particular university would benefit you and actually help you grow. In my case, I told that my startup idea would be beneficial, would be possible and become a reality if I come to, let's say, UPenn. So something like that. You have to say why it's the right time for doing a master's. And I would say probably you guys can take a screenshot of this also as well. And then talk about your short-term goals and your long-term goals. Right? Your short-term goals should be your immediate goals are applying getting a master's, getting a job after your master's and stuff. Your future aspiration should be like, okay, I want to be a CEO of this particular company, right? Or I see myself contributing significantly to this particular domain of data science. Or I want to start my own company and my business and go forward, right? So show this. And because it plays a very important role for you're giving a promise, right? Your goals are it's a promise that you're going to be giving to these universities that you're going to be doing. This is your path forward, your roadmap forward, right? And then finally talk about the university. explain why this university in specific, in particular, is why you want to, or where you want to do your master. Talk about the resources and opportunities that this particular university offers you, and why this is the perfect fit, and why you see that particular university is a perfect fit for your path forward. And finally, conclude by saying this will be nice and say, like, I'm very grateful for applying to the university and I'm looking forward for a reply from them, right? So you cover these points. I think you have a really good statement of purpose. Restrict your statement of purpose to less than 1,000 words. So it should be within 1,000 words and have a flow like this. This is something that I followed and I think it worked for me. So if you guys are interested, you can take up this and follow the same pattern. So I think that's all I have for today. I just have a final quote that I want to say. If something is important enough, right, you should try. Even if the problem outcome is failure, I really think you should try. For my case, I feel that taking a defer year, taking a year extra, is something that I should do because I really want to give a try from the startup. Even if the problem outcome is failure, I really want to do it because it's something really important for me. So do every decision in life, right? If something is really important for you, just do it. It doesn't matter because you will not have a regret later in life that you did not do it. So this is my policy and something that I've learned and got from people from like Elon Musk. So that's it from my side. I think we can go into a Q&A.
First of all, Vamsi, the journey was incredible, and the quote with which you ended was definitely inspiring to me as a person myself. And I think definitely everybody else will also do their best to whatever they want to do. They'll try to achieve their potential by working hard, following the best strategy, as well as following the clear goal. So yeah, definitely we have a lot of interesting questions in the chat. So let me ask them to you one by one.
Yeah.
So firstly, just the question just came up. Where can I choose what universities would be right for the subject in which I want to do masters? Any resources for the same?
Okay, so the best resource would be to go to the particular website, go to the faculty page, filter by the particular niche you want to do. Let's say you want to have a niche in natural language processing, put that filter and go through the faculty page. That is the best way to do. No amount of Reddit post, no amount of, let's say, some page like Yarket or Study, Shiksha, whatever, is going to give you the right decision as to which university is good for you. What really matters is what research is being done or what work is being done in the particular university, in that particular domain, right? So look into the faculty, look what they're doing, what is the current trend, which direction, because data science is a big field by itself. There's CV, there's natural language processing, there's a big field by itself. So choose your niche, what do you feel is the right decision for you, and look at the faculty page. You have to put in work in this, right? I would probably say start now and go and look at the different universities. Shortlist, let's say, have a big pool of 30 universities. Go to the faculty page of each of these universities, and also have these three sections of what do I say? Ambitious, reach, and safe. So have these three divisions. Go to the faculty page, look at what work is being done, and look at the coursework as well, right? So having a combination of all of this is very important. Something I would like to say in relevance to a data science master's is the following. So the data science master's I've seen, what I'm doing right now is MS or MSc. So it's a 2-year degree. It's a master in science and engineering or MS degree. MS, MSc, they're all the same. So this is quite different from an MSc. An MSc is a more research-oriented degree, which is in most schools, in most colleges, data science degree would be offered either by the School of Mathematics or the School of Information or something like that. And in some schools, data science is offered by from a course like from a school like the School of Engineering or from the School of Computing, right? So these are actually two different courses. The MSc is more the degree I'm doing right now is more tuned to make sure I get a job. After I complete my course, I'll be I'll be equipped to actually to go out in the job market and get a job. But an MSc is more suited into research, to do a PhD, or you want to go. And that's something that you should decide. You should decide as to whether you want to go into research, or you want a job, or you want to do a startup, or you want to do whatever in life. Have an answer as to why you want to do what you want to do. I can't repeat on that because this has been something I have been, I didn't have the answer for quite some time and I was quite confused. Right? All my life I've been doing a lot of things. One, because I don't want to regret it. At the same time, it's very important that I do have answers for what I'm doing. Right? It's very important that at least you can answer to these questions. It's not important that you answer these to others, right? To have that good have a very stable and convinced mind.
Yeah, thank you for that detailed explanation. There is one more question which is repeatedly coming up, and it is relevant to this degree in particular also, because there is
Yeah,
one student, Deepak, he's asking, according to you, can we get into a good college for masters after completing the BS degree standalone?
I mean, you can see what masters have done, right? It's a master's in data science. How is it really relevant to what a mechanical engineering degree is, right? It might have what might have contributed is maybe I've managed 2 degrees, but trust me, even after seeing the coursework of what I'm not saying this because I am part of this degree and I know everyone. I know I'm very I know. I mean, like, I've been part of Paradox and I'm very close to the PhD and stuff. Honestly, take it granted from me, the coursework in our degree is miles ahead of what you would probably will get abroad. The kind of
Definitely.
coursework that we have is really good, especially the degree level courses of AI and DL. They're really in depth, right? So you have to actually put the extra work, interact with your peers, do the discourse, interact in discourse, go out there, and there's so many opportunities within. I feel what this degree offers you most is the student community, right? You wouldn't get such a student community anywhere else in this country or for the world for that matter, right? You have people from such a broad pathways in life, right? Everyone is doing something totally different, and they can really contribute positively to it. If you want to do a research paper, just figure in discourse. Someone might be out there wanting to do a research paper with you. You can always talk to the course instructors, talk to everyone, and get started. It's only you have to just get started, and there are people. There's a huge amount of people out in our degree who will be ready to do it. And one more thing I would say is that you have access to the IIT community. That is huge, right? You have the access to the premier institute of the country. So you can always apply for interns within IIT, the IIT Research Park, different labs in IIT. You can apply to the AF for Bharat. You can apply for the Brain Center. There's so many places where you can actually apply. And all you need to, and trust me, there are so many of our students who are part of all of these labs. In my case, I'm part of the research park. I know so many of my friends who are part of Brain Center, AF for Bharat, the other labs, the Sports Analytics lab in IIT. So it's only you who has to put the extra mile and go out there and possibly explore. You shouldn't. It should be shameless, basically, right? Reach out as much as possible. It's never going to be a harm for you to discuss and interact with people. It's always going to positively impact you. So about the question as whether this degree is enough, definitely. Finish your 4-year degree. The only criteria would be to finish your 4-year degree, finish BS. Most universities do not recognize a BSc, a 3-year degree. They recognize a 4-year degree, which is what BS is for. Complete your BS degree with a good CGPA and everything that I told, right? A research experience, projects, leadership roles. You can get all of them within this degree. None of this is something that you cannot achieve by being in this degree. You have to just put the extra work and interact with your community and your peers. So please do that.
Yeah, there is one more question. You told that the working as a research assistant, working on research papers is important, but you already know that in our degree we have a teaching assistantship also that we have, which is very unique to our degree. So one
Yeah,
person is asking that is the TA-ship experience also going to count?
yeah, definitely. So TA would again be a kind of, I wouldn't say the personal responsibility, but it's something that you actually, it's kind of a POR. So it is an experience that you have, a TA or RA, all of these are experiences that you've had over time. And it might actually help a lot when you're applying for TAs and RAs in that particular foreign university, because it might help you to waive your fees. So definitely, a TA is definitely going to help you make a it's going to be a brownie point on your resume. As I said, have a holistic profile. It's not enough if you just have good grades. It's not enough if you just have experience. It's not enough if you just do research papers. It's important to do all of them. Be a jack of all trades, is what I'm trying to say.
Okay, so let's go to the next one. So the next question is, how did you decide to what I want to do masters from this very specific country only? So I think you have already answered that, how to look about the country, but if you can dwell upon it a little bit more.
Yeah, sure. So first thing, I've actually applied for 2 countries in specific. I've applied for the National University of Singapore, for which I've still not got the response. They usually give in the end of May. And apart from that, I applied for universities in US. So why did I choose these 2 particular countries? So I'll just tell my story, right? So first thing, I really want to do my startup. I'll be very honest about it. My biggest passion right now is to somehow make my startup a reality. And it's related to shipping industry, and the two biggest countries I see are US and America, US and Singapore. Singapore for Pacific, the Asia Pacific, and US for the Atlantic Ocean. On top of that, data science, right? Data science is a field is the hotbed for it is the United States. Especially, I see with the new advances of AI, like Figure AI. I hope you guys saw the new robotics and Figure AI and NVIDIA and stuff. This really, it really makes it something that hits home for me, because I have a mechanical background as well as I have a data science background, and I feel this is a perfect, cross section of both. So I feel I want to research more in this aspect, and I feel right now the United States is the best place to do that. So this has been what I've been doing, and UPenn in specific is number 2 for robotics in United States, in number 8 for data science in United States. I mean, ranking is not everything, but my point being, it's the top university for one of the top universities for data science and robotics. So that played an important role for me to go there as well. This has been my, let's say, my thought process.
Okay, so there is one interesting question, which is personally an interesting question to me also, that from where did you get your LORs?
Okay, so one LOR, I got it from, I got a total of 3 LORs. I got one LOR from my college, assistant college. Another I got from my workspace. Another I got from my experience in Paradox from POD member. So that's what it's been for me. So I'll make, again, I reiterate, it's very important to get LORs from someone who can attest to the fact that you've done what you've done, right? So I got one from my college because I did well in my college. I got one from work because I have research experience. I did an intern in university and stuff like that. Apart from that, in POD, I have experience in Paradox, and Paradox is a big portion of responsibility that added, positively to my application. So I got a lower attesting the fact that I have good leadership skills as well. So that's how it's been for me.
Yeah. Okay, so there is one question that has just come right now. You emphasize the importance of research work, but should the research work be in the same domain as you're applying for the master's, or can it be in a different domain also? There is an example given that I am a student of mechanical. If I want to apply for master's in data science, do I have to do a data science specific research, or will a mechanical research also count?
I mean, it's great if you do a mechanical research, but try to bring something that is bridging with data science, I would say, right? There's a lot of applications in mechanical engineering with data science. You can do a lot. So operations research is one aspect, I would say. Operations research is kind of an intersection between mechanical engineering, manufacturing, and data science. So if you do a research paper in OR, which is what I did with my professor in my offline college, it positively adds to the fact that I'm actually interested in doing data science, and data science degree is interdisciplinary by nature, right? Data science by nature is something that is interdisciplinary, that has, you can apply data science in humanities, engineering, law, finance, anything. It's a tool at the end of the day. It's a very important tool that is beneficial for us. So if you can tie in it with your mechanical engineering, trust me, it is a very important. I actually believe the fact that my resume tied in the fact that I applied data science and mechanical had a positive impact. I really do believe that, because it showed that I bring a unique experience to my cohort, right? So I think you should do the same, and if anything, you can probably reach out to me and we can probably discuss anything.
Yeah, that will be great. So we have one more question regarding the examination. So one person is asking, what are the resources you will suggest for preparing for exams like GRE and TOEFL, which are quite intensive in nature?
Yeah. So GRE, see, to be honest, solving n numbers of thousands of questions is not going to help you, right? So what actually matters in GRE, I give it in guarantee that every question in GRE, you've given enough time, all of us can solve it. Each and every one of us can actually solve each and every question in GRE. You've given the time. What is actually the tricky part in GRE is that you have to finish a question quickly, and most questions are framed in such a way that our common intuition would be probably to use a formula that we always know, or some formula we learned in 10th, 11th, 12th, or something that we know, and we'll go into applying that formula using a calculator to calculate and get an answer. That is a way to actually get an answer, but it's not going to be possible in the given time frame, right? So what actually matters for GRE or exams similar to GRE is that you should find intuitive answers for the questions. There might be some shortcut, there might be some very intuitive way that you can actually find the answer mentally in a matter of 5 to 10 seconds. And I'm sure that every question has such a trick. So I'm not saying you have to find that trick for every question. What matters is that you should be practicing in a manner that you solve these questions in those let's say in those shortcut manners. That actually matters. What doesn't matter is to actually get the answer. What matters is how you get the answer in the shortest possible time, so that there will be one question which you actually won't get to a shortcut, and you'll have enough time to solve the question, right? That's very important. Is to find the shortcuts, especially for quant in GRE, quant and verbal the two aspects, quant and I would say that a lot of internet resources more. So you can just go to YouTube, and a lot of YouTube channels that have a lot of the shortcuts as to how to solve this and everything. And probably, I don't know, I'll share with Sign and the placement council the resource I use. I'll share these links. I hope you can share it to the students as well so that they can use it.
Definitely. That will be wonderful.
Yeah, and most importantly, take these mock tests, right? Take a mock test every day because what matters in the mock test is not whether you're going to get the score. Whether can you finish the paper within time, right? Can you finish the paper within time? That matters a lot because GRE is a time-based exam. It's it's an exam that it depends a lot on how fast you get an answer rather than getting the right answer. So this will be my tip. And for TOEFL and IELTS, just go to read a lot of newspaper, right? Do a lot of reading comprehension. Reading comprehension is a very, very important thing. Trust me, vocabulary and everything also comes secondary. You can always learn it. Being able to solve reading comprehension is the game changer in GRE and TOEFL. Yeah.
Okay, just a follow-up question on this. What is the ideal time one should devote for the prep of GRE? So like if you want to dedicate it full time to preparing for it, what should the duration when you should start?
1 month of really hard work. If you want to do it overtime, 2 to 3 months, I would say.
Yeah. Okay. If you're comfortable, shall we take 2 more questions?
Yeah, I'm doing a number of questions. I have all my time.
Great, great. So one question is that this is a general question. How do you see the intersection of mechanical engineering and data science influencing the future of mechatronics?
Okay. I mean, I just told the answer with Figure AI. I don't know if you guys have seen the new robots, Figure AI, NVIDIA, and all that. So before, robotics used to be a field where it was not, I would say, it is not AI per se. That is the way we interpret it. It was kind of mimicking human behavior, but it was essentially a bunch of if-else cases. That's how the code was. But today, especially with Figure AI, it's an end-to-end neural network, and I find it absolutely interesting. Like you're having every action that it does is actually learned. It's not coded. So I see the future of robotics or this particular space, mechatronics, to be a space where you're actually going to be making smart machines that learn, right? They're actually going to be getting better by learning from data. And this is not how it was before in robotics. It just used to be a bunch of people's cases and trying, there used to be some with CV and stuff. But the fact of actually, the entire, let's say, the dexterity, the moving of hands and the limbs and all of that is now completely learned. It's end to end. And this is something that really excites me. And I feel it's a really big field coming forward. So I see this is the future I see.
Yeah, definitely. That will be wonderful. So we have one more question, which is regarding something you've already told. But again, if you could emphasize, I think the person would be helped a lot. The question is, will a CGPA of around 7 to 7.5 be a very big hurdle in graduation?
So again, I repeat. So it's very important you have a holistic profile. If you think that CGPA is something that you have not covered, you would say 7 or 7.5 is low or whatever. Let's say you are not satisfied with your CGPA, right? You have to do a really good work of covering the other bases. Do a lot of research. Go out there and do have some leadership roles, right? Compensate, let's say, your unsatisfied CGPA with projects, research that you've done, and as a result, you'll get really good LORs. There should be someone to attest you that doesn't I don't know about his CGPA or anything, but given his experience, given from my interaction with this particular student, I know he's a really good fit given his research experience, given his leadership roles, given his projects, right? There should be someone who does that for you. So, yeah, so make sure, and most importantly, have a good statement of purpose. If you feel your statement of purpose should really cover for those things you feel are not, you feel are kind of unsatisfied, So if you feel kind of unsatisfied about particular thing, in my case, right, I will be very honest, I was a bit unsatisfied of the fact that I don't have a full data science degree, right? So how do I convince them was an important point. So that's why I went and did a global internship in the US in data science. That is why I did research papers in ML and all of that to show that I might not have completed a full degree in data science yet, but I really have all the skills and all the particular, let's say, the checkpoints done for me to be eligible. And most importantly, when someone attests the fact that I have done this, it adds value to the fact that that I really want to, I'm a good fit for this cohort. So that's what I would say. Cover the other bases and convince really well in a statement of purpose. If you cover the other bases, you can do that.
Yeah, that is really good. And I think with that, we are come to the end of the questions. There are no more questions in the chat. So any concluding remarks, Vamsi?
No, I guess I would say the same thing. Go out and do what you really want to do, right? If you really want to do something, right, don't just do it. Don't, because this is my policy. I do not want to regret anything in my life. And every decision I made so far, whether it being positive or negative, it has led to who I am right now, and so I will not change any of it. So go out there, do what really feels right for you, right? You can get advice from others. You can get advice from people like me. People can come and talk to you or whatever it is. What really matters is that are you convinced about what you're doing? And I cannot reiterate more on that. Make sure that you do something that really matters to you. If something that's really important for you, something that that you it's very important for you that such that every day morning you feel good that you're going to work on it. That's how it should be. So yeah, that's what my advice would be.
Yeah, and that was really amazing to interact with you today and know your experience. And I'm sure the students who have watched this session will definitely work upon the tips that you have shared to secure their admissions into their favorite programs in the top universities as well. And in future, we'll be very proud to see a lot more success rate from this degree and for the students who are getting these prestigious programs. So once again, Vamsi, I thank you so much for joining this session and addressing us all. And definitely, anyone who wants to know more, you can connect with Vamsi and the Placement Council on LinkedIn and all other social media handles, and we'll be loving to help you out as well. So thank you so
Okay,
much,
I just want to
everyone.
say one thing.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I just want to thank Kamala ma'am, Sanjay sir, and the entire placement council. You guys have been really gracious and offered me this platform to talk to people with the particular student community. So I'm always available, guys. So I'm also a fellow student. I'm still going to be here for 2 more terms, probably here in Chennai, in Paradox. So we can always meet and take. Trust me, this student community, if you interact and do the right things, is going to benefit you a lot. I have learned the most from this particular student community, this particular peer group that I have, and I feel you won't get this anywhere else. So take all the advantage you can.
Thanks,
Thank
thanks,
you.
Vamshi. Thanks, Vamshi.
Thank you so
Kamala
much,
here.
ma'am.
Yeah, thank you. And Vamshi, many of you do not know probably, has started hiring from within the student community for his startup. Okay, kudos to you, Vamshi. Come back to the same learner community and hire from your peers, your juniors. So I hope you continue to do this, and those who are listening to this session today also, would be entrepreneurs tomorrow. When you start a company, please come back and see if you can hire from your own peers, your own learning community. So a big shout out to Vamshi for doing that. All the best to all your ventures. Okay. Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Vamshi.
Yes,
Thank you so much for your support, ma'am.
Thank you, Vamsi. Thank you for interacting with us. And one point I would like to stress upon is that I like the way you stressed upon the question why before you explain about the process, explain about the questions for how. Because when we do know the answer for the question why, we'll figure out rest of the answers. So that is very important because in the current trends and in this current era, the market is very volatile and multiple people are working in multiple ways and in multiple directions. So considering lots of factors, we're being confused. And if we do know the answer to question why, it is very much easier for us to move further and move forward. And the point that you mentioned upon about the holistic process and the holistic approach, be it in extracurricular activities or be it in research or be it in being a part of Paradox. So while we are holistic and while we do show our expertise in multiple aspects, it is very much easier for us to have a better chances in the education abroad because they're not just considering upon a particular aspect, they're considering up in multiple perspectives as a person as a whole. So thank you, Vamsi. Thank you for the insights. I think it will be helpful for the students in multiple aspects and they'll be working upon it. Thank you for interacting with us.
So much, sir. Thank you for the opportunity.
Yes. Okay, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks everyone for attending the session. Thank you. We're ending this.
Thank you, sir.